Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Puddles, and today we are going to be talking about combat encounters. I'm making a series on how to make them better, whether that's more interesting, more fair, more balanced, more challenging, more fun. There's just some quick little videos on how to make them one of these things. Today I'll be talking about action economy. So action economy, for those who don't know, is the balancing of actions on each side of combat. So your players have actions, and your enemy creatures have actions too. And if one side has way more than the other, it's unbalanced and it can really swing the tide of battles. You will find as you play, one individual creature versus a group of players is a bad idea. Even if the creature is very powerful, it will die a lot easier than you're expecting it to, and the fight will go. It'll just go like that. It's super quick and not really challenging or that interesting. So let's just jump into a quick example, and I'll show you what I mean. Oh no, this is all fought and stuff. Let's get out of that. That's also not where we want to be. So let's have a look at our Minotaur. Minotaur, big bad guy. Let's bring you back. Can you guys tell that this is my second cut for this video? Okay, Minotaur has 74 hit points. It is 14 AC, and it hits like a truck. These are 5 level 1 PCs. Everything according to the DMG and the monster manual will say that a Minotaur will destroy these 5 players. It has advantages in every way. It's much stronger, much bigger, much more powerful. But the players do have one advantage. There are 5 of them. So for every round of combat, the Minotaur gets 1 action and they get 5. Which is a really big advantage. You'll find in your games that the more actions on the side usually can mitigate a lot of the disadvantages in terms of strength and things like that. So we'll just do a little mock fight here. We'll say that the 2 fighters and the cleric will go first before the Minotaur, and then the elf wizard and the halfling rogue will go after the Minotaur. And we'll just do a couple of rounds of combat and see how the players do. So let's go to the first human fighter. He's going to move up and he is going to attack with his greatsword. He's going to roll a 13, which is just shy of what he needs to hit the Minotaur. This noble fighter lady is going to hit with her great axe. Okay, she's going to hit. So she runs in, and already we have this guy on 66 hit points. And then the cleric's going to cast Sacred Flame, and he is going to roll a 6 for his saving throw. So let's just roll a d8 for Sacred Flame. Okay. So he's on 63 hit points before he gets to go. And now it is his turn. So he is going to attack one of these fighters that has attacked him, but he only gets 1 action. And I suppose all he can really do is attack. So he does that. Now he does hit, but he rolls poorly on his damage dice. So he could potentially do 29 damage, which would kill one of these characters. They wouldn't get death saving throws, they wouldn't get anything. But if he rolled max damage, he could just kill one of these players. But he didn't even roll enough to bring them to 0. I don't know what that is. Here we go. So he's got 12 hit points, and now he's on 3. And the Minotaur doesn't get another go for 5 more turns of combat. So they just get to wail on him continuously, and he gets 1 go. We'll just keep playing it out just for the sake of seeing how much damage they can do in 2 rounds, let's say. So he's going to cast Magic Missile and do another 12 damage to this guy. So he is on 51 hit points. Already, he is down 23 hit points. And the rogue, who also gets sneak attack because he has allies next to it, is going to use his short bow, which he rolls a big old 5 damage. So 1 round of combat. He's not at half health, but he is, what is it? It was 54. He's at 46, which is 28 points of damage. And it's still 3 more characters get to go before he does. So let's just see what he does. And the players are rolling relatively good in this scenario. Whoa, that's a big hit. That's 34 points. Maybe they could kill it in 2 rounds of combat. Everyone gets 2 goes and they kill a Minotaur, and it's probably enough experience to get them all to level 2. Let's see. 19, another 6. They're rolling really well as well. I'm not gonna take it away from the players. He's gonna make another dexterity saving throw from the Sacred Flame, which he fails. D... not 20, D8. Okay. So it's his second turn. This is the second chance this Minotaur has had in this fight to do anything. And he's at 20 hit points. He's taken 54 points of damage from level 1 characters. These characters are not strong by any means. They're, in fact, the weakest that you could possibly be as a character. But they've, just because they have more actions, they're doing more. Okay, so I don't think I really need to continue from there. It's obvious that if you have one creature in a fight, it's really going to favor the players. And this is a deadly encounter. And it's on the deadlier side of the deadly scale. By all means, according to the monster manual, this Minotaur should just run through these players. It should just be throwing bodies left and right. It should not find the players to be a challenge at all. And if it had a couple of friends, this would be a TPK without any issues in the regards of the Minotaur. It would kill all the players easily. But because the action economy is so heavily favored in the players, it's easy, it's not challenging, it's one-dimensional, and it's kind of boring. But let's have a look on the other end of the scale, where it heavily favors the creatures. So we're going to do the same thing. We'll just do a little role-playing here. But we won't worry about rolls and stuff. We'll just say that these things happen. So there are 12 kobolds, very weak creatures, 5 hit points, 12 AC. If you hit them as a player character, you're probably going to kill them. And it's also a deadly encounter. But the thing with this fight is the action economy heavily favors the creatures, not the players. So for every action the players get, the kobolds get 2.5, which is not as heavily favored as it was against the Minotaur, so we won't see the same result. But these creatures are like this fight, according to the monster manual, is easier than fighting the Minotaur. If you were to just take the numbers and statistics into it and didn't worry about action economy. But let's just say that the two human fighters and the cleric each attack a kobold, and each of them kills one. So they all hit, and they all kill them, which isn't necessarily what's going to happen. I've run this scenario before, and they all missed. So I'll just say that they hit, just to show you what it means. Now, let's say these kobolds attack. There are 9 of them left. Let's say of the 9, 3 of them hit. There would be the chance that every single one of them hit. Now, normally they have pack tactics as well, which means they have advantage on attacks, but I'm not going to put that into my calculations here. But let's just say they each hit with their D4 plus 2 on the same player. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, this player is down. This player does not get a go. Now, it is in death throes. Now, say the elf wizard uses his magic missile and kills 2 of them. And then the halfling rogue kills another one. So they've killed a lot of them. But let's say the fighter misses, and then the cleric misses. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Let's say 2 of them... Oh, let's just say 3 of them hit again. They... Doop, doop, doop. So 6, 3... They kill this person. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 3. So their action economy is still heavily in favor of these really weak creatures that, in a straight-up fight like this, should not be doing the damage and killing these players like they are. Kobolds are very intelligent, but very weak. They're designed for setting traps and frustrating players. They're not frontal assault kind of creatures. But if you have enough of them, they can overwhelm your players. And it's important to really think about the action economy when you are building an encounter. Do you have double the creatures than your players? Well, at low levels, that's really going to screw things up for the players. At higher levels, it's not so much a deal because they have AoE effects. If you have one fireball, you can kill all of those kobolds in one go. That's fine. Level 5, you're good. But at these low levels, it's especially important to make sure you're not overwhelming the players, whilst also not overwhelming the creatures that they're fighting, because then the combat is just going to be stale and boring as your 5 players are stabbing a giant minotaur until it dies ungloriously. But yeah, so it's just a thing to think about. I hope this has been clear. Try to balance it so that you have a similar amount of actions on the player's turn and a similar amount of actions on the creature's turn. If you need, you can like make more powerful creatures instead of having lots of little creatures. So if you really want a kobold encounter and you're like, well, I want it to be deadly, so I'm going to put 12 in there. Maybe throw in a kobold scale sorcerer and take 6 of them away, or something like that. Just add a stronger creature to make the combat action economy balanced. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll be uploading more in the future, and I hope it has helped for you new DMs out there. Awesome. Thanks for watching.